your sweetie take. They was on your ass.
Oh, which one?
The one.
Oh, the one we called
we called her a six.
Called her a six.
We called her a six.
Called her adjustable.
They was on
I called her an
your
adjustable 6.
So
Where would you rank yourself, Kevin?
I rank myself a 9.
Okay.
What's going on, good people? It's the Poor Black Man. I respect your time. I respect your intelligence. I'm going to go through several clips of this Joe Budden interview with Kevin Samuels. Some of you are Kevin Samuels fans. Some of you are Joe Budden fans. Some of you follow my YouTube channel. Some of you don't like me. It's okay. I got my football helmet on today. So if you want to go head up, I'm here. And I really want to respond to some of the things that were said, and I like to respond with data and facts, and I'll let you decide if we can be respectful and respectfully agree or disagree. We can do this, but if you're coming here to be rude and disrespectful, I will block you. Don't come here with the disrespect. We can respectfully disagree. Let's get into it.
I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Women have no problem telling me what they don't want. Matter of fact, they can become...
So here's the problem with that. He said women have no problem telling men what they don't want. And I have this record right here. I used to be a DJ. This is Dr. Dre, The Chronic. One of the best hip-hop albums ever created. There's a song on here called Bitches Ain't Shit. Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Tricks. It is a great song. If you are familiar with 90s hip-hop, you know, West Coast hip-hop, you know that song is a banger. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. So when this man gets on here and talks about women being able to say whatever they want to say and making profits from it, men have always been able to say wild things about women and make money from it. In fact, there was even a response track. Do y'all remember No Pigeons? So after TLC dropped that song, the Sporty Thieves replied with No Pigeons. But you wouldn't know that if you listen to Kevin Samuels, because his agenda is very specific to making it appear that men are under attack. No. Bitches ain't shit. Come on now, stop playing with me. Let's keep this thing going.
Bitch saying it.
At all.
And if
Being said, women are killing. Especially, like, kudos to black women. They're killing corporate America. They're killing all these entrepreneurial ventures. They're doing all these amazing things. Right?
I disagree.
He says women are killing it, and Kevin Samuels says, I disagree. Let's see why Kevin Samuels disagrees. Let's see.
The numbers say different.
From past?
I say different. Okay. I disagree. Okay. That's the marketing. Mm-hmm. The numbers say different. We've heard black women. You're the most educated. We've heard that, right?
I won't say that, but
we've heard that. We've heard black women are most educated. You're the most enrolled.
So Kevin Samuels is saying that black women are not the most educated, that they are the most enrolled. Well, can we fact check that? Let's see. Let's see if we can fact check that. We are looking at the Brookings Institute, brookings.edu. The Brookings Institute is a nonprofit public policy organization based in Washington, D.C. Our mission is to conduct in-depth research that leads to new ideas for solving problems facing society at the local, national, and global level. So this is the Brookings Institute in Washington, D.C. And they have the data showing gaps in college completion. This is college completion. Now let's look at the data. If you look, it shows that black women as of 1980 are completing college at a higher rate than black men. From 1980 to 2015, black women are graduating from college more than black men. From 1990 to 2015, white women are graduating from college at a higher rate than white men. So where is Kevin Samuels getting this data from? I just showed you. The links will be in the description if you would like to look further into it. Are you mad? You shouldn't be. Don't be mad at the facts. Kevin Samuels is wrong. And you know what I need to start doing? I need to start hitting him with the we're gonna leave that open. Next.
Magazine marketed a lifestyle to women. They wanted to be the Playboy of women. I did a broadcast about that 2 months ago, talking about the book Subverted, how they openly admit that we lied to a generation of women just to sell you products. I don't begrudge us for how we got here, but we got to acknowledge if 1 out of 4 of you in our community, if 1 out of 4 women will marry anybody, black women will marry anybody, that means 3 out of 4 of you will die unmarried.
He says that 1 out of 4 black women are married. That is incorrect because the data says if you include, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something since we are here. Let me go to my YouTube. Hey, we are on our way to community, and let's go to something I posted in my community section. All right. Can I open this up a little bigger? Open image and new tab. All right. So let me zoom in right here. He got this from Black Demographics. Married. 2016. You see this? It says 15 years or older. The marriage data includes young women that are 15 years of age and older because some states allow for 15-year-old women to get married with parental consent. So if you're going to include 15-year-old women in the data set, of course the numbers are going to be low. Black women get married in their 30s. So when you look at black women that are 35 years old and up, 3 out of 4 are married. Black women get married in their 30s. Is that a problem? Let's tell the truth. If you're going to be spitting statistics, you have to be honest. Let's keep going.
Because what I tended to see in Atlanta, in the grocery store, I tended to see a lot of guys. But unfortunately, when I saw a black woman, I tended to see her there, no ring on. And
so you're going to the grocery store and you're looking for rings? Specifically, you're going to the grocery store and you're looking at only black women and you notice that they don't have a ring. And so that, and okay, that's some weirdo shit, but whatever, go ahead.
Panicking, no water, no toilet paper. I'm like, this is like the real live Book of Eli, Walking Dead. This is what it looks like when the world that men built that you don't need stops running.
Out of all of the women that
the world that men built. Let me tell you something. Let me show y'all something. This is a picture of a construction site. Looks like they're framing a house. This is the work of a carpentry. Men, do you know how to build a house? And if you don't, stop taking credit for the work that other men are doing. You cannot tell a woman that she is relying on men when you as a man did not do the work. Stop taking credit for the work of other men. These men building this house, they're probably not misogynist. So stop taking credit. Do you know how to build a house? If you can't build a house, then you need to shut up. Because most men do not know how to build a house. Most men do not know basic carpentry. Most men don't know how to weld. They're not electricians. They're not plumbers. Most men don't know how to do this. So stop telling women that they're relying on men, because men can't even do this stuff. You men, when you need a plumber, you call a plumber. When a woman needs a plumber, she calls a plumber. Stop the BS. Let's get back to it. Man.
Right? And be honest here. How many of them are getting a ring? You got all these accessories. You got this fat ass. You got all this makeup. Is it really working?
Not my place to say. Well, what if that's not their
not
goal?
my place to
And I'm
say.
not,
From your own observation.
Like Joe Budden said, it's not his place to say.
I haven't been running around looking for that.
He's not running around looking at women's rings. So Kevin Samuels is in the grocery store looking to see who's got a ring or not. And as Joe Budden says, he said, I am not concerned with whether they're married or not. I'm not keeping track. Like the rest of us. Who's keeping track?
Gave my money away.
I believe you, but what he's saying is for these independent thinkers, quote unquote, that always tout that they don't need a man.
Who is this guy anyway? Who is this dude? I think his name is Ish. I couldn't find him on Twitter. I couldn't find him on Instagram. If anybody knows Ish, tell Ish to come holler at me. I'll give him a couple hundred so we can go toe to toe live. Because Ish is with the shit.
I don't need no man for this. I don't need no man for that. God just showed you. Yes, you do.
Well, see, the difference
did they really
is
need 'em?
the difference is
Yes.
And so, like I said, he's saying God just showed women that they need a man. How many of you, who do you call when your electricity is out? You call the electrical company, or you call an electrician when your utilities are messed up. Men need to stop taking credit for the work of other men. If you didn't do the work, if you're not an electrician, stop taking credit. When the lights go out, electricians come in and do that work.
the difference is of the similar situations. Men understand that I got to get it out of the mud.
I gotta disagree with you a little bit though, because there's a lot of women, because there was no man figure there, having to get it out the mud.
Where they get it from?
Survival, they had to.
So a woman getting it out the mud, he's trying to allude to where did they get this money from if they got it out the mud. My mother worked. My mother worked and did her best to take care of me and my sister. My mama went to work. It may not have been the best job, but she went to work. Did anybody else have a single mom that went to work, that worked 2 jobs? Maybe they relied on grandma for childcare. So all single mothers are on welfare?
There was nowhere else to get it from.
Such as what?
I'm talking about women with multiple kids that if they don't bring it home, the kids ain't eating. So they're gonna do whatever.
He's saying where did they go get it from?
Yeah,
they went out and got it.
They say food. Where'd they get the food from?
Well, they went and made they did
Where they get the food from? They got it from the grocery store.
whatever they had to do to.
And they worked for it. And if they didn't, then they got public assistance. But every woman is not on some form of public assistance. And if you want to talk about those who use welfare the most, it's actually white women. But y'all not ready for that.
Make some money to get this food. Whether it's, listen, from the top to the bottom, they out there on the pole.
So if you prostituted yourself, where did you get that money from? You got it from a man.
Yeah, but not all women.
This dude talking about prostitution. Who is that guy?
Single mothers
I'm
are
going to the bottom. I'm going all the way to the bottom.
This is what tends to happen. I accept your premise, but where'd they get it from? Because legally, where'd they get it from?
Work 2 jobs.
Work a couple jobs. So you said it still comes from a man?
Well,
regardless?
no. I'm not saying that, because what I'm asking is, were these women getting any kind of government aid?
Oh,
sometimes?
Probably sometimes. Sometimes not.
That's a man.
No, let's be honest. You getting whether you got Section 8 food stamps, it's still coming from the government, which is the taxpayers of no.
And that's my point.
We just watched the United States government bail out corporations like they always do. They sent out stimulus checks. And the men, hey fellas, did you give if you received a stimulus check, did you give it back? Because men don't accept handouts, right? Did you give your stimulus check back? No, you didn't. The LA Lakers applied for a forgivable PPE loan. All of these corporations, farm subsidies, The United States government has taken care of corporations. But these black men, the black manosphere, are trying to make black women feel like they are doing something wrong when they receive assistance. But everybody else can receive assistance. Stop playing.
Yeah,
So my point
I
is,
agree with
you
that.
can't pick and choose when you want a traditional old school guy. My grandfather did X, Y, and Z. My grandfather provided, and your grandmother shut up and took what came with that. Your grandmother knew how to cook a sweet potato pie.
Hold on. So this is what we doing. Okay, so what I have on the left-hand side is a sweet potato pie. And on the right side, I have some men who are framing a house. So if I were to ask you, you got 24 hours to figure out how to frame a house. And you got 24 hours to figure out how to cook a sweet potato pie. Are we reducing women to cooking and cleaning? A sweet potato pie? Really? Anybody can make a sweet potato pie. Let's put some more respect. On our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, because that's not all they did, right? They raised you. They raised your parents. And again, Mr. Ish, you talking about sweet potato pie, can you build a house? If you want to go back to the old school, it has to go both ways. What can you do with your hands? I'm just saying, we have to, men, I'm not saying y'all, we all, I don't take credit for other men's work. I only take credit for my own work. Y'all got to stop trying to take credit for work that you have not done. Next, let's get back to it. Talking about can you cook a sweet potato pie? Where did y'all find this guy at?
You don't.
Your grandfather.
So you can't pick and choose when you want to be a.
This is a unique issue for a black man. Gordon Ramsay can profit from calling you a stupid effing little monkey and have Hell's Kitchen. Simon Cowell can tell you, are you serious? And they love him.
Yes.
But
Kevin Samuels is sounding like a real idiot. He's comparing himself to Gordon Ramsay and Simon Cowell. They are on television shows dealing with talent and food, singers and chefs. They're not talking about women. It's not misogyny. Gordon Ramsay and Simon Cowell are not misogynists. They play a specific role on a scripted show. They are not talking about women, talking about how much women weigh, talking about whether or not women are married. Do not compare yourself. It's a horrible comparison, and anybody that fell for it, you should stop. Next.
if a black man
Hold on, man. Where is that sound at? I gotta. Let's go.
See, the rules for black men are unique.
Indeed.
We're supposed to do everything, and there's a lot of facts, data, statistics that anyone can go look up themselves. And that's what bothers them, because it's not an argument. It's like, well, we really did.
I've debunked his so-called data and statistics several times. Statistics without context. Stop allowing people to give you a number. 1 in 4 black women are married. Yeah, that includes black women that are 15. You guys need to start paying a little more attention, okay? Let's get this going.
What you know what the real part is? They pissed because I'm not kissing their ass and telling them what they want to hear.
Indeed.
See, if I was doing what everybody else did, they'd make me a multi-millionaire. I don't need it.
That's not true, Kevin Samuels. That's not true, because you are doing something that nobody else is doing, and you're doing it in a suit, and you went viral. So that's why you have such a big following. You need to thank World Star Hip Hop, number one, and Joe Budden, and what is that other podcast? The No Jumper podcast. You are a well-dressed man who is putting out misogynistic content, but you're acting like you are promoting healthy relationships. you are a relationship personality. I'm not even gonna call you a coach. This is misogyny disguised as relationship advice. Misogyny disguised as relationship advice. Call it what it is.
No. Let me give you one more reason they pissed too now. Hold on, let me give it to you. Your sweetie take. They was on your ass.
Oh, which one?
Which one?
The one.
the one he called.
We called her a six.
Called her a six.
He called her a six.
He called Sweetie a 6. No. This 50-year-old man is out here rating women. That's something that teenage boys do. But let's keep this going.
I called her adjustable.
He called Sweetie a 6.
I called her an
Sweetie.
adjustable 6.
So
Where would you rank yourself, Kevin?
I rank myself a 9.
Let me rewind that.
So
Where would you rank yourself, Kevin?
I rank myself a 9.
Sweetie is a 6, but Kevin is a 9.
Mr. Adjustable Part.
Adjustable 6. Yeah.
But
the
his
hell?
rank
What does that mean?
no,
What
watch
the
this.
hell?
But he's the same guy that ranks Beyonce at an 8.
Don't stop. Ish, I want to hear what he has to say about
Okay.
calling Sweetie a 6.
An adjustable 6, meaning she can go from cute to pretty. You know why this is?
Dismiss
Because
it.
80% of us was raised by women, and we are so used to women leading us, they think they own us.
Sounded like a cry. They think they own us. You're not the boss of me. Is Kevin about to start crying?
Yeah.
He's right.
And they don't.
That's true.
We're the only group of men that demur to our women. Go over to Chinatown and see if this shit happens. Go over to the Middle East. Go ask Mohammed or Ahmed
He said, go ask Mohammed or Ahmed. Let me see. What'd he say?
what they don't put up with this mess.
So Mohammed and Ahmed, they don't put up with this mess. Let me tell you what they do in the Middle East. Women, I don't know if they can even drive right now. I haven't looked into this since it happened. But there is a woman who decided that she was going to drive a car in the Middle East. A Saudi woman. She was sentenced to prison. They gave her a prison term of more than 5 years for driving a car. So when Kevin Samuels said that Muhammad and them, they don't put up with this, he wants women at the bottom. This Saudi woman was sentenced to 5 years in prison for driving a car. And they wanted to give her 20. Prosecutors had sought a 20-year sentence. I think she's out of custody now. And I think that they have allowed women to drive now. Don't quote me on that, but I will put the link to this article in the description. He's talking about Muhammad and them don't go for it. You're right. They kill women. They abuse women. And that's what he wants. Come on now, y'all. We got to do better.
We put up with it because we have such an irrational, dysfunctional reverence for women in our culture.
We have an irrational, dysfunctional reverence for women. The women that gave birth to all of us. We have an irrational, dysfunctional reverence for women. Wow. That's crazy.
Because we have a matriarchy to where they try to make us question our own.
It's a patriarchy. We live in a patriarchy. But black men are upset because they are unable to participate because white males are in control of the resources. So black men are attacking black women because black men, for the majority of black men, are unable to participate. That's what's really going on.
Oh my.
It's our.
I have a question for you.
I had 2 other things.
Okay, but are you taking that statistic of the rate at which black women are marrying, right? Mm-hmm. And saying they're unable to marry versus the modern woman today maybe just not viewing marriage the way she was brought up to view it.
1 out of 4, 26% of black women were married. The next lowest rate is 54% were white women. Still.
Where's he getting that number from? The number that includes 15-year-old black women. Black women get married when they're older, in their 30s. That's why that number is so low. And who the hell is getting married at 15? Who's getting married at 18? Who's getting married at 21? Nobody. That's why the numbers are decreasing, because nobody is trying to get married when they're young. And women are making their own money. Things are changing. Tradition is changing. They're going to college to make their own money. They don't like to be at the mercy of a man. Come on now.
Double. Still double.
And if that was your mantra that marriage is not as important, you wouldn't put the stipulation that I can only submit to a man that makes a certain dollar amount. So you're open to marriage when a man makes a certain dollar amount, but if he falls beneath that threshold, you're closed off to marriage.
That's not what women are saying, and I'm not speaking for women, but what I hear people saying is, if you are going to tell me that you want me to submit, well, what am I submitting to? I think that's what some women are saying. What am I submitting to? You want me to submit to you to live a $50,000 lifestyle? And I think some of them are saying, if you want me to leave my career and give you babies and say yes, you're going to have to provide a lifestyle, a very extravagant lifestyle. I think that's reasonable for someone to ask for. You're asking me to submit. Submit to what? Are we going to be living in Beverly Hills? Am I going to have a nanny? What am I submitting to? Am I going to be able to drive a Bentley? What am I submitting to? I think that's what some women are saying. What the hell am I submitting to? I'm not submitting to this $50,000 lifestyle, sir. I think that's what they're saying. I don't speak for women, though.
That's only.
And I don't speak for all men either.
In the black community,
that's us.
It's only for
That's
black
us.
men.
That's us.
Because not only let's go ahead and go all the way in since we're going there.
That's us.
The stipulation is a black man has to be a superhero.
Yep.
You got to be able to provide 4 or 5 times the rate of what any other man would provide, and you got to be a sexual professional.
I showed you the data of black women are graduating from college at higher rates than black men, and also he said you have to be a sexual professional. I think what some women are saying is, you want me to submit to you. You don't have any money, and you can't even give me a consistent orgasm. I think that's what some women are saying. You can't even give me an orgasm. You're not even making good money, and I'm supposed to submit to you. You see young men or older men watching this? Come on now. Let's make it make sense.
10 years old. I want you to imagine a 20-year-old woman speaking to a 50-year-old man. You wouldn't hear the tone, the way in which I see many 20-year-old women approach a man that's...
People, period.
No. In particular, calling in my show, talking to me like I'm your age. I'm like, well, so there is no... With far too many...
So he wants women to call into his show and respect him as a 52-year-old man and watch their tone with him. The man who makes a mockery of other women with all of these sound effects, calling them football players, but they're supposed to call into his show and have the utmost respect for him because of his age. Who are you, sir?
Women, there is no...
You are not... You're not anyone's father. You're not their grandfather. The respect is earned. You have to earn respect. You don't get respect by virtue of being older. Respect is earned. I would even take it another level and say everybody deserves respect. But if somebody gives you the energy that you're giving them, you can't revert back to, oh, I'm older. You can't talk to me like that. Nah, keep that same energy.
Level of credibility a man has where he can't be checked. See, one of the things is what you tend to hear more often than anything else is,
Let me rewind that.
with far too many women, there is no level of credibility a man has where he can't be checked.
You damn right. Who is above reproach? Anybody can be checked. Kevin Samuels, you don't know that? Anybody can be checked. Who is above reproach?
No level of credibility a man has where he can't be checked.
Come on now.
See, one of the things is what you tend to hear more often than anything else is, why'd you go on his show, girl? If that was me, I'd have cussed him out. See, there's a problem. We've allowed one-way violence in our community for far too long.
So cursing is violence? He said we have allowed one-way violence in our community for far too long.
One-way aggression. See, all these men in this room know that there are lines that we can't cross because fuck this podcast. We're going to have to go handle business outside.
Cursing is violence? I think it's just profanity, but
because there's a low level threat of violence between our men. Women don't have that. So they can say whatever, do whatever, be as foul as they want to, because it's like, so let me get this right. You would have went into that man's place of business and cussed him out as if you could do something.
And
if you decide,
you went into that man's place of business, sir. You don't have a brick and mortar. You don't have a brick and mortar business. They called into your show because you invited them to call into your show, and you invite people that disagree with you to call into your show. Stop acting like somebody walked into the door of a brick and mortar business. You ain't that. It's not. That ain't the type of party.
No recourse.
Because they assume, because if you touch me, then I'm going to call somebody, which is.
Yes. And yes. If somebody curses you out, that is not a green light for you to put your hands on them. Anybody watching this, if somebody is cursing at you, that is not a green light for you to put your hands on them. And if you do, they will call the police on you. Pretty fair to me.
Who?
The police.
Not asking for you to be supermodels, IG models. They're just asking, can you just be nice, cooperative, fit, and childless? Is that
childless? Nice, cooperative, fit, and childless. So after you have a child, you are no longer dateable. So after you, even if you were married and you got divorced, we just throwing women away. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Samuels? You're asking women to be nice, fit, and childless? Wow.
That much to ask for? But that's a huge lift today. You choose to have a child without the benefit of marriage, fine. But you accept everything that comes along with it. Because
what happens when you have a child and you're married and you get divorced? I believe 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So we just gonna throw away that 50%, all those women? We just gonna throw them out? Come on now.
Because
she moved to wherever her family was, and it was her family that gave her the advice, and I didn't even really want to move, but she was doing all of that, and you just kept it on, yeah, I hear you, but was that best for the child? And I don't even really think she still was getting nothing you was saying, and for me, I was like, oh, see, this is deep.
So what they're talking about is when a woman moves away from her ex. If you were living with someone and it didn't work out, are they supposed to stay where they no longer have a second income or where they no longer have support? Now they needed. You see, here's the thing. If men had money, the money to pay for attorneys, you could fight. You could fight for somebody leaving the state or moving back in with their parents. And here's the thing. If she is the primary provider, the primary caregiver, if she has custody most of the time, who are you as a man to tell her not to move where she has additional support? If you are not going to pay for her to stay out here, how dare you tell her what she can and can't do? Tell both sides of the story. I'm only looking for people to tell the truth. Tell both sides of the story. Come on now.
This is deep. That was deep for me because that's been some of my experience in trying to explain.
Because somebody mentioned that granddad may have had a family on the other side of town. Yeah, but you didn't hear about it till the funeral.
Sure didn't.
Because grandma had a duty to keep her mouth closed, and granddad had a duty to keep it held. The stuff you hear about your grandparents and great grandparents is after they left. You still hold them in high regard.
You do.
The stuff you hear about your grandparents after they left, it doesn't make it any less disturbing or disgusting. You find out that your grandfather was 21 when he impregnated your grandmother, who was 13. You found out that your grandfather had another family. You found out that, you know, your uncle is not really, you know what I mean, half of these kids, you know, you found out that your grandfather isn't the father of, you know, one of your family members. There was a lot going on. That does not make it okay. That does not make it okay. You would probably be ashamed of some of your grandparents and your great grandparents. You would probably be ashamed.
That is
Are
true.
we as serious of a people as they were? Now, why is it that a guy who may have come into this country legally or illegally, especially if you're in the South, I make this thing all the time. A guy can come in this country illegally, stand outside a Home Depot or the Day Labor Center and do almost anything, sell oranges, whatever you think for money, but go home and get a submissive, respectful, loyal woman.
First of all, you don't know what's going on in those households. You're talking about a man that came from another country to the United States. You don't know what's going on in their households, number one. And number two, if she needed to get away from that person, who is she going to call if she's not supposed to be out here? So you have a lot of times where immigrants cannot reach out for help because they don't want to get deported. So they are more pressed to stay in a messed up situation because who can they run to? Especially if you're in like an Arizona or someplace. I can't go to the police because I might get deported. So now I'm stuck. Did you consider that? Just things to consider. Come on now, let's talk.
He ain't got to be a millionaire, but he can get that. But yet, I got to go to Harvard.
Ain't nobody got to go to Harvard. He's really.
And Joe's with me.
Black men traditionally are the more racial loyal of any group. That's it. Women are the ones that tend to, because you want to know daytime.
Actually, black women are the most racial loyal. It is black women who marry black men at a higher rate than black men marry black women. 88% or 86% of black men who are married to black women. I want to say in the upper 90 percentile, over 90% of black women are married to black men. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure because I read it a couple weeks ago.
Got the most Asian women, white men. So marketing to them.
But their value, I think you're right. I'm agreeing with you. They think, though, that their value is rising because they are making more money. So the things that they value in a man, they think we value in them. And that.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Show y'all this picture. Where that thing at? Where was it at? I was looking at a picture of let me show y'all something. Look at a picture of black women. Here we go. This is a nice picture. These are, go back. There's a picture of black women traveling. Looks like they're enjoying themselves. I want you guys to understand that women are getting educated because they want to get educated. Nobody is going to college thinking this is going to help me get a man. They want to make their own money. They want to make their own choices. They want to live a life, a fulfilled, a fun life. They want to enjoy themselves, not at the mercy of a man. Nobody is going to college to get married to you. Maybe you should talk to college educated women and ask them why they went to college. It has nothing to do with you or with us as men. They have their own money. It feels good to decide what you want to do when you want to do it without asking for permission. I need to hurry up and get through this.
That's one of your biggest arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Man, your money matters not to a man that has his own money.
And your money matters not to a woman that has her own. What else we got?
You never hear me talk anything negative about my exes. I take 100.
You don't talk about your exes because you know they're going to light your ass up. People have attempted to interview them and they have declined. You don't talk about your exes because they'll light your ass up. Keep it going.
Sexual marketplace value is one of the things that tends to upset women more
Sexual marketplace. Uh-oh.
than anything else. So I asked the question, what product on the market increases with time, with age and use?
You put me.
So he is saying that women are sexual products and their value does not increase with age and youth. So what he's saying is that's like a pedophile's argument. A pedophile would argue that the younger the woman, the better the sex. So a 40-year-old woman, beautiful, experienced, successful, the sex with her is no longer any good because she's 40. According to this man, he said, and you're reducing women to products. Come on now. This dude is a weirdo. Sounding like a pedophile.
In a real tough spot when I have to keep a straight face.
When you say sexual we
marketplace
quoted
value.
sexual market.
Listen to him again. Listen to him again. Sexual marketplace value.
Value is one of the things that tends to upset women more than anything else. So I asked the question, what product on the market increases with time, with age and use?
You put me in a real tough spot when.
All right, let's keep going.
Women have been told that college, money, socioeconomic status, experience increases your value.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
It decreases it increases.
He just said decrease and then he fixed it. He fixed it. Let me tell y'all something. Black women out there living their best lives, enjoying themselves with their own money. That's why they're going to school, to get educated, so they don't have to rely on your black ass. God damn.
Your asking price. At 100% of women, the Petra principle, going for the top 20%, top 10% of men.
100% of women are going for the top 10% of men? Come on now, stop it.
Many times women say, I deal with high value men, I deal with high value, and I say, I don't worry about dealing. Marriage.
Did they commit?
We judge by weddings and see
who is judging and who's keeping track. Who is out here judging women based on whether they're married or not? Kevin Samuels? Come on now.
The ability to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I need to change a few things. Or
don't give me the answer.
No, I'm just saying, or is this guy crazy?
Hold on.
Keep.
And many
the ability to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I need to change a few things.
Women need to change a few things. Wow. Okay.
Yo, who the hell is he? He's failed in his relationships, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Those are all things that allow you to dismiss everything, all the factual information. That's
all of the factual information. This man believes everything that Kevin Samuel says, and he's taking it as fact. Wow. I got 4% left on this.
Been shared.
It's like, DMX just passed, and now people wanting to cancel him.
DMX just passed. Y'all called DMX Pookie and Ray Ray. Y'all been disrespecting. He's Pookie and Ray Ray to y'all. Come on now, stop it.
earlier. And you ask a lot of, especially women in our community, they don't think they should be even considering marriage until 30.
Like I said, black women get married at a later age, and he knows it. They're not even considering it until 30.
30.
He said it.
Marriage until 30.
Right? But listen to this.
6 months to a year, you're engaged. You want to have a year marriage. I'm like, the numbers don't make sense.
Before y'all have this exchange really, really quickly, as someone who's been married twice, do you want to get married again?
I would. I would get married again because if I decide I want.
So you're telling me that a woman that's age 30 is too old to get married? She's tripping. But you up here 52 talking about you would get married again. Who wants to, come on now.
Want more kids, which that would be one situation. Or number two, you're going to have somebody at the end of their life.
Word.
But the thing is, every woman I deal with, they watch my program. And it needs to exist. Black male media by black men for black men. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. He runs a website called the Negro Manosphere.
The Negro Manosphere. I told y'all about the Negro Manosphere. Did I do a screenshot? I didn't. Told y'all about the Negro Manosphere.
Men in teaching roles, their outcomes improve dramatically because male teachers, we don't have those anymore.
The reason why we don't have any more male teachers is because we need to make money and we don't take care of our educators. So nobody wants to go to college and work a job that's going to keep them, damn near in poverty. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I wanted to be a teacher, but no, I had to get paid. And this last clip.
Man, I grew up in a single parent household, but
interesting. Hold up. Let's highlight that.
Man, I grew up in a single parent household, but everywhere around the seats of power, my principal,
he grew up in a single parent household. Mr. Samuels grew up in a single parent household. Interesting. So his mother did not deserve another man because she had a child and she was unmarried. Interesting. Kevin Samuels was raised by a single mom, but he has a problem with single women, with single parents. Interesting. This is the poor black man. My camera went dead, but we still here. We still live. I will see you guys on the next one. This was the breakdown. If you disagree, if you agree, let's have this conversation. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.